All right, so here I am eating ice cream. Now, understand it's keto friendly ice cream, but because I'm eating ice cream, I look terrible because you're having to watch my mouth move and hear those sounds. So, what I thought I'd do is I would talk about the raw reality of the struggles of life. Now, understand that everything I face, I mean everything I face, I expect is probably 100 times better than everything my daughter faces. My daughter being Micah, the one with Down syndrome. Because when I'm having to help her get cleaned up, she's having to forfeit her privacy and her control. Now, granted, some of her mental capacities to think about it or to care about it might be limited, but nonetheless, it still matters. She still feels and knows that she doesn't get to be in the bathroom alone. Somebody has to help her. When her hair is dirty, she has to wait on somebody to either take her to get her hair washed or help her get it washed. So, no matter what it is that I feel frustrated about in terms of my daughter not being independent yet, my heart is grieved that for her, she is dependent. It's a very, very, very sad, disappointing thing for her that I feel. I mean, yes, it is like having a toddler sometimes on Groundhog Day, like where it never stops. Every day is like yesterday. And you know how it is when you're raising your kids, you're like, oh, but just hang in there. One day it gets easier. But still, no matter how sad you feel it is, if your child was stuck as a toddler, you'd be more grieved for your child than for you because your child is missing out on all the real things that we contribute to the fun of life other than the fun of childhood. But at this point, after someone's lived childhood for 20 something years, it's not as exciting as childhood is when you first live it. She watches the same videos just wishing to go back in time and be with peers that were 7 when she was 7 and 5 when she was 5. And so I just thought I'd just spend a few minutes just talking about real life and asking for you to care about Micah and pray for her to get a little more understanding so she can get a little more independence every day until one day she's fully independent. Yeah, anybody who's trying to help me out and they've got programs and they've got people and they've got that's not necessary. I know there are programs. Some of them are on a long waiting list, by the way, and some of them cost hundreds of thousands of dollars, by the way, and some of them you wouldn't even want to throw a rat at. So it's not like, oh, well, we could just find a program and that can resolve, because my daughter still will not have true independence until she has true capability mentally to do things for herself. And I want that for her every day. I want that for her. thank you for praying and thank you for listening.